There was a time when cricket matches were played to the finish encounters. There was a time when in Test cricket there was a rest day. In fact, that sensational South African collapse in 1992 in their first tour to the West Indies was triggered by a conversation between Courtney Walsh and Curtly Ambrose on the rest day when they vowed never to let South Africa win the match. The first ODI World Cup was a 60 overs aside affair. That took place in 1975. It also was the case in 1979. By 1983, it was reduced to 55 overs. In the 80s, there was the Hong Kong Sixes tournament where it was a five-a-side competition. In the mid 20th century, Micah College, now Micah University, introduced T20 cricket to its students. It is widely believed by Myconians that when the ECB launched their first county T20 cricket in the noughties, they had copied what Micah had introduced over 50 years ago. Ever since T20 international cricket began playing, the amount of cricket that is played by international cricketers see another variable of the desire and the importance of managing the workload of cricketers. As West Indies look forward to take on South Africa in the final T20 match at the Lara Cricket Academy in Taruba, Trinidad and Tobago, on our way to a day in San Fernando. I decided to pick the playing 11 for that third match. And the first thing that I have to contemplate, should I rest some players? Should I manage their workload? Or should I try and go for the 6-0 victory? Having won 3 matches in May at Sabina Park, should West Indies beat South Africa tomorrow, it will be 6-0 in their last 2 series. Should I play what I considered to be my best 11, or should I manage their workload? I have decided to pick my playing 11 this morning. Hello everyone, welcome to the Caribbean #1 cricket channel. I'm happy for your company. I'm glad that you are here. Before I go to picking my playing 11, I just want to recall last night's epic encounter between the Guyana Amazon Warriors women and the Trinbago Knight Riders women, same place at the Lara Cricket Academy. The Guyana Amazon Warriors women won the toss and asked Trinbago Knight Riders to bat first. They made 128 for 8, with DeAndre Dottin making 53 from 38 deliveries, and Pandey contributing 25 from 24 deliveries. Tryon, the South Africa, took 2 for 12 from her 4 overs to now have 6 wickets in the tournament, although she did not bowl in the first match. Ramarak, the West Indies off spinner, who after a poor outing in the first match, was dropped for the second match. She returned last night and took 2 for 19 from her 4 overs. Ishmael, probably the fastest woman bowler in the world, took 2 for 24 from her 4 overs. When the Trinbago Knight Riders batting, I just want to add this. They were 74 for 1 with 1 delivery to go in the 10th over. Dottin, she was out caught at backward point off that final delivery of the 10th over and make it 74 for 2. In the next 8 deliveries, however, the Trinbago Knight Riders lost another 3 wickets for 3 runs, and after 11.2 overs, they were 77 for 5. But Casey Knight, having scored 2 ducks in the previous 2 matches, got off the mark with her first ball that she faced last night, and she and Pandya added 40 runs for the 6th wicket to took the Trinbago Knight Riders to 128 for 8. The Guyana Amazon Warriors women replied with 128 for 5, making it a tie match. They were cruising at 102 for 2 when Canberra got out, and from that, all hell broke loose as they end up at 128 for 5. Burns made 61 from 50 deliveries, and Campbell made 25 from 29 deliveries. But then there were more drama to come in the super over. Guyana Amazon Warriors, having batted second, was required to bat first. No, sorry about that. The Trinbago Knight Riders batted first. Dutton opened the innings with Rodriguez from India. The first ball bowled by Ishmael was hit for 6. The next delivery was the fastest of the tournament thus far, 126 kilometers per hour. To put that into context, it was faster than the majority of Jason Holder deliveries in England when we played the test match there. The next delivery, the third one, however, was hit for another 6. The fourth delivery, Dutton got a singer. Rodriguez got 2 off the 5th one and hit the 6th one for 4. The Trinbago Knight Riders had scored 19 of their super over. The Guyana Amazon Warriors could only manage 5 of their super overs. This means that both teams are on 2 points. The Barbados Royals are on 4 points. Guyana Amazon Warriors women will play Barbados Royal tonight, and if they win, they will go through to the final, along with Barbados Royal. The Trinbago Knight Riders will have to hope that the Guyana Amazon Warriors lose and they beat Barbados Royals on Tuesday night. That's the state of the Women Caribbean Premier League. It was an exciting match last night, and those who stayed back to watch it got their money's worth. The next thing I would like to look at, and very quickly just before I go to my playing 11 for tomorrow, is the player ratings from last night. And you can join in the player ratings as usual. We will not be long this morning. I see a few comments. Let me take them. So Nilo Alexander is saying, we already won the series. I need to see Edmire form. Donald Popo is saying, good morning, Mr. Brown. Thank you very much, Donald Popo. Wilson Mans is saying, good morning, Sir Brown. We should take the opportunity to give a few bench guys a chance. This is a standard practice when the series is already won. So I see those comments coming in, and I already picked my 11. I will go into the details and why I selected them later. Up to now, I don't understand why Guyana Amazon Warriors didn't send McLean to open in super over, and they didn't use their best bowler on the day. So that is really something that we had to look on. Tryon, you think, was their best bowler, and she probably should have bowled. She has been their best bowler in the tournament, and she should have probably bowled that super over. And that is another controversy. And so we go now to looking at the player rating. And please, I encourage you to participate in the player rating. You know the drill. We go one name at a time. And once we finish with that name, we do not go back to it. And that's how the drill is. So please, I encourage your participation as we go through this player rating very quickly. First, Alec Atanes. He scored 28 runs off 21 deliveries at a strike rate of 133. Now, I cannot give someone a pass mark who doesn't score 30 runs in their innings in a T20 match. That for me is like the benchmark to giving someone a pass mark. And remember, we are scoring out of 10, where 5 is average. And so for me, it's hard to give Atanase average when he did not score 30. Furthermore, his strike rate was only 133. And I do not have any water with me this morning, so I have to be quick. His strike rate was only 133. So I'm going to give, he was good in the field, as almost everyone on the West Indies team was good last night in the field. And this contributed a lot towards us winning that match. There were a number of times when South Africa's run some two, but probably the batsmen were just playing the ball, waiting it properly and into the gap. I'll give Alec Atanase a 4. Let me hear what you think about Alec Atanase. So no one has scored Alec Atanase, so I'll now move on to the next player. So the next player is Shea O. So 4 for me for Alec Atanase. I'm finished with Atanase. Now I'll go to Shea O. So Shea Hope having scored 41 from 22 deliveries with a strike rate of 186.36, and having scored a strike rate of 186 and scored 41 runs, there's no doubt in my mind that Shea Hope deserves an 8. So I'll give Shea Hope 8. So Y Priest saying 5 for Shea Hope. I would have given Shea Hope an 8. Wilson Mans is saying 8 for Shea Hope. Oh, Y Priest saying 8 for Shea Hope. So 8. Yes, I agree that Shea Hope should get an 8. The next person was Nicholas Pooran. And Nicholas Pooran faced 19 deliveries, and we are judging him off yesterday's match, not his performance in Friday. And having scored 19 from 19 deliveries, a strike rate of 100, and only 19 runs, it's hard for me to give Nicholas Pooran more than a 1. So for me, Nicholas Pooran got a 1 yesterday. So 1 for Nicholas Pooran yesterday. Now the next batsman is Ruston Chase. And Ruston Chase, I believe in my mind, was the player of the World Cup for the West Indies. He did well with both bat and ball. But in these 2 matches so far, he has not been doing well. So Ruston Chase made 7 from 9 deliveries at a strike rate of 77.77. He also bowled 1 over, which I don't have there. It's a mistake. I should have added there. And that 1 over went for 23 runs. For me, I have to think hard whether I should give Ruston Chase a 0 or a 1. However, I come down with a 1 because the West Indies team won the match, and he would have done something to contribute towards that victory. So for me, Ruston Chase got a 1. And so Bangladesh is saying 2, Wilson Mans is saying 0.75, Mikel is saying 1. So 1 Mikel is saying for Ruston Chase. Now let's go to the next player, who is Ravman Powell. And Ravman Powell have scored 35 from 22 deliveries with a strike rate of 159. He was also good in the field. I'm not talking about his captaincy. We'll rate his captaincy later. And I think that he should get a 7. So for me, Ravman Powell get a 7 on this occasion. For Shafeen Rutherford, we now move on to Shafeen Rutherford. 29. Although Shafeen Rutherford never made 30, because his strike rate was 169.11. And generally, if you had made 30, you automatically have gotten a 5. But a strike rate above 150, above 160, that also led some credence. So I am going to give Shafeen Rutherford a 6 here because of his high strike rate. Probably a 5.5, maybe 6.2, but a 5.5 because he didn't make 30. And my benchmark for giving someone a 5 is 30. But because of his high strike rate, it was not the highest in the innings, but at 169, it was fairly decent. And so I will give him a generous 6. I really want to give him 5.5, but I'll give Shafeen Rutherford a generous a generous 6 years. So Wilson is saying for Rutherford, for Will 7 for Rutherford. Nilo Alexander is giving Rutherford a 7. Red Am is giving him a 8. So Red Am is giving him a 8. I will come to the play, my playing 11. I have already selected my playing 11, and then I'll give you my reason for selecting that playing 11. So Romario Shepherd, who made 9 from 6 delivery, he was not out, and a strike rate of 150. So due to the fact that he was not out and he had a strike rate of 150, then I would have to consider his batting in a different perspective. There were mitigating circumstances why he would not be able to score a 50 in this match, but he a 30, but he comes not out. Although he faced 6 deliveries, he could have hit 5 sixes and a 4. But we know that those things don't happen very often. So 9 from 6 deliveries not out, and then his bowling was magnificent, absolutely magnificent. You know, last year, Romario Shepherd was the player of the series against India in the Caribbean. And he had a fairly good, decent 2023. He didn't have a good World Cup. He fell off in the World Cup. But then it is very good to see that Romario Shepherd hit his stride yesterday and 3 for 15 when the other bowlers, especially in the early on, were traveling around the park, was magnificent from Romario Shepherd. I would give Romario Shepherd a 9. Let me see what you think about Romario Shepherd. So Mikel is saying 6 for Romario Shepherd. Will Summans is saying 9 for Shepherd. Roughman Singh is saying 10. So what happened if he had scored 100? Well, you know, Nilo Alexander is saying 9, and so 9 for Shepherd. Thank you very much. So we'll now move on to Akil Hussain. Akil Hussain, he only faced 3 deliveries. He scored 3 runs. He came not out also. He bowled 2. He took 2 for 25 from his 4 overs with an economy of 6.25. Hussain is mainly picked to bowl. And when you bowl in T20 cricket and your economy is 6.25, and furthermore you got 2 wickets, he should get a 7. So for me, Akil Hussain got a 7. The next person on the list is, I see some comment here for Akil Hussain. So Will Summans is giving Hussain a 8. And Raghunath Singh is giving Hussain a 8 also. I gave him a 7, so it's in the ballpark. So the next person there is Matthew Ford. 1 for 25 from 2.4 overs, conceding almost 10 runs a over. The 1 wicket he got was the number 11 batsman, Bartman. He did, however, contributed to us winning this match, and he did get a wicket, so I'll give him a 2. So 2 for me for Matthew Ford. So 2 for Matthew Ford. So that's the score for Matthew Ford. You're saying that's a negative 8. No, I don't think anyone should get a negative score in this match, you know, because West Indies won. And as a collective, they would have all played their part in winning the match. So I'd give him a 2. Wilson saying a 4, and Mikel is saying a 2. So those are the scores for Ford. Now the other player that we need to look at is Shamar Joseph. He bowled fast yesterday. And it is good to see that Shamar Joseph is gradually hitting that top pace again. I think he bowled 1 delivery at 147. If my memory serves me right, if someone like probably Michael Douglas is at class. But he bowled a delivery yesterday at 147. He took 3 for 31 from his 4 overs, an economy of below 8. And I always look at the economy. When it is below 8, I always think it is reasonable. So for me, 3 for 31, an economy below 8, took also a catch on the mid-wicket boundary. I want to give him a 7.5, a strong 7.5. I don't quite think that it reached 8, but I'll give him a 7.5. He was absolutely... And, you know, I'm going to top it up to 8. I will top it up to 8. I'm going to give Shamar Joseph a 8. And so Raghunath Singh is saying that 147 kilometers per hour is correct. Thank you. We need more variation for Shamar Joseph. No slow ball. Okay, but you should have given him a score. And so, so no score. I want to see eight. Mark Morris is saying 8 for Shamar. Thank you very much, Mark Morris. And then we go to the final player, Gudakesh Moti, the left arm orthodox spinner. 1 for 27 from his 4 overs. Again, his economy was 6.75. Brilliant from Gudakesh Moti. He only picked up a wicket, but this is T20 cricket, and he went for less than 7 runs per over. And for that, I would have to give Gudakesh Moti a 6. There's no doubt that Gudakesh Moti deserves a pass mark. So Raghunath Singh is saying that 8 for Moti. Thank you very much, Raghunath Singh. Now, I didn't have the captain up there, but I think that Powell marshaled his troops brilliantly yesterday. Again, he showed why he's arguably the best captain in the West Indies. And I really, really think that yesterday Powell deserved an 8 for his leadership, especially after South Africa got off to that fast, rapid start, scoring at 10 runs and over for the first 8 overs. For West Indies to be able to pull back, his field placing, his rotation of the bowlers, they were magnificent. And that catch that he attempted off Stubbs in the covers, it was brilliant also. Unfortunately, it touched the ground, and so he was given not out. But he was good yesterday, extremely good. And I'll give him Ravman Paul for his captaincy yesterday at 8. And so Shirley Samuels is saying 8 for Powell leadership. So thank you, Shirley. He's the only one who have given him a grade. Although Mikel said he did not panic after the power play, but he still did not rate him. I wish he had given him an 8. Mark Morris is giving him a 6. Well, we are all entitled to our opinion, and so he gave him a 6, and we respect that. But I think about 8. More and more persons are saying it. 8 for leadership. And yes, and Raghunath is saying, yes, I agree with Powell being ranked 8. His captaincy was excellent. So everyone except Mark Morris gave him an 8. Mark Morris gave him a 6. But again, he saw it through his eyes, and we respect that. Now, to what I'm really here for, the playing 11 for tomorrow's match. Having considered everything, I have decided that West Indies should rotate their players tomorrow. While a 6-love victory would be very nice, and we should not for one moment think that the other 4 players coming into the squad cannot still win the match. I don't think these 4 players make the team weaker. They are a member of the squad, and they can perform as best as the other players. So the question is, who are the 4 players do I leave out? If this was a tournament and I was playing in the semi-final of the game, I would have played the same 11 that was played yesterday if it was a tournament. Because I believe that was our strongest 11 at this time. However, this is a T20 series. And so I have decided to manage the workload of some players. So I'm going to go ahead and include Johnson Charles, Shimron Hetmyer, Obed McCoy, and Fabian Allen in my playing 11 for tomorrow. But who are the players? Johnson Charles is an opening batsman. Therefore, it will be either Hope or Athanaze that he will replace. Hope is a man who loves to ask for rest. And now, this is an opportunity to give him some rest. Furthermore, Athanaze have only played 3 T20 matches thus far in his career. He has played 2 in this series. And we want to see his development as a T20 batsman. Therefore, I know Hope will be glad for this rest. So I'll go ahead and put in Charles for Hope. Now, who do I replace Shimron Hetmyer with? I have 2 choices. Should I replace him with Nicholas Pooran? Should I put him in instead of Nicholas Pooran, who have been playing a lot of T20 cricket? So too is the West Indies captain, Ravman Powell, who has been playing a lot of T20 cricket. Should we give Chase as a vice captain another chance to lead this team? Chase did magnificently in the World Cup, as I said. And after playing 2 matches in this series, and although his performance is not up to the usual standard, we cannot drop a man for failing in 2 matches when he did so magnificently in the recently concluded series. That is not my style. I will keep Shea Hope to captain this, not Shea Hope, I'll keep Ruston Chase to captain the team. And so I will give Powell a rest. I must repeat, if this was a tournament where West Indies was going into a must-win match, the same 11 that played yesterday would have played tomorrow. But I'm giving Powell a rest and watch what Ruston Chase can do as a captain. So Shimron Etmire will replace Rovman Powell. Now, 2 bowlers, a left-arm orthodox spinner and a left-arm pace bowler. Who do I take out for these 2 bowlers? Well, I want to see someone else open the bowling apart from Akeal Hussain. Akeal Hussain is our number 1 ranked bowler on the ICC T20 chart. He's the best West Indies bowlers. But I want to see someone else opening the bowling to give myself an option going forward, just in case I need to. So I'm going to leave Akeal Hussain out of this playing 11. Naturally, Fabian Allen will take his place. But with Fabian Allen taking his place, I will then leave Romario Shepherd out and bring in Obed McCoy and ask Fabian Allen to bat at number 7. In the recent past, Fabian Allen batting numbers read like a telephone number. However, I will still give him the opportunity again to bat at number 7. He's a known finisher. Therefore, my playing 11 for tomorrow's match is Johnson Charles, Alec Athanaze, Nicholas Pooran, Ruston Chase will captain the team. Shafane Rutherford will bat at 5, deliberately so, because I'm telling Shimron Etmire, Rutherford is still ahead of you in the pecking order. Shimron Etmire will bat at 6, Fabian Allen is 7, Matthew Ford, Gudakesh Moti, Shamar Joseph, and Obed McCoy. Who will I use to open the bowling tomorrow with Matthew Ford? I have not yet quite considered that, but at this moment, I'm leaning towards Obed McCoy. I look forward to see what the West Indies will do with their playing 11. But this would be my playing 11 for tomorrow, and I will open the bowling with Obed McCoy and Matthew Ford. Let's hear what you think. And so, Mr. Casanova is saying not replacing Hope because he probably is the most consistent batsman we have in this T20, because I want a whitewash after such a devastating test. Okay? And thank you for your views, Mr. Casanova. And those are your opinions. I respect them. No doubt. As you see, we have different opinions, but that don't mean that we should. That there's nothing in it. Steve Russell said, I disagree with you. We already won the series. Play the same team. I don't understand that logic at all. Because why make the point we already won the series and then said play the same team? But nonetheless, it's your opinion. I don't understand it. Brandon Webb is saying, rest both openers. Open with Pooran and Charles. Okay, thank you for your comment, Brandon Webb. And Will Simmons is saying, I wouldn't even both with Charles. I would replace Charles with Powell. So, as Will Simmons said that, we look at the past 2 matches, and Athanaze scored 28 yesterday from 21 deliveries. If it was Johnson Charles that scored 28 from 21 deliveries yesterday, there will be a lot of pressure on Johnson Charles. So we must be fair in our analysis. And you're entitled to your opinion, of course, Will Simmons, and that's your opinion. and I have nothing but respect for your opinion. My views differ. Charles, when all said and done, Brandon King is the only batsman in the West Indies that is ranked higher than Johnson Charles and the T20 ICC batting chart. Johnson Charles is the last West Indies batsman to score 100. Hello, anyone? All those Jason Holder fans who are always pointing to the double century that Jason Holder made in England so long ago that I can't remember, and are pointing to that double century as the reason why Jason Holder should be in the team. I hope you are saying the same thing about Johnson Charles, because Johnson Charles' century I can remember. It was against South Africa last year. I can't remember Jason Holder double 100. I know it was against England so far ago, 2017, 2018. But when persons are defending Jason Holder inclusion in the West Indies team, they pointed to that double century. So I'm saying, although I don't point to it, and I don't believe that the century that Johnson Charles made against South Africa last year should guarantee him a place in this team. I don't believe that. But what I'm just making the point that all those Jason Holder fans who point to that double century, when you think that Johnson Charles should not be in this team, remember, he's the last West Indies batsman to make a century in T20 cricket. Hope in place of Charles in your good team. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Remember, this is a team that I'm rotating. It is not the team that I considered the best 11, and I've said it 2 times already, and I'm going to say it for the 3rd time. If this was a tournament and West Indies was going into a match tomorrow that they have to win, the 11 that played yesterday would be 11 that I'm playing tomorrow. This is just rotation, giving some players some rest and looking at the other members of the squad now that we have won this series already. Michael Douglas is saying, perfect opportunity to look at new players. We already won the series, not like we're playing for anything else or trying to qualify for a World Cup. Thank you for that point. If Charles was 25 years old, I would have a different opinion. He's not a player for the future. And thank you, Wilson Mans. I appreciate your comment. But I do not pick a West Indies team on picking a player for the future. When I'm picking a West Indies team, the senior team, and I would have said it last night that the West Indies senior team supposed to be a winning machine. It is the West Indies senior team that brought in money into the West Indies coffers. Without the senior team winning, the earning of Cricket West Indies will reduce. The senior team is to always pick the best available 11. The best. That's what the senior team should strive for. Whether you're 9 or 99, the senior team should always be made up of the very best players. We have under 19 for that. We have under 23. We have the academy. We have the A team. We have the regional Super 50. We have the regional 4-day tournament. And coming in May, we are going to have a T20 competition. The West Indies senior team should never, ever be about developing player. But the West Indies senior team should be a ruthless winning machine. That's my views. Roblox is saying, well, Odin Smith is not in this squad. And as you know, one of the things, Odin Smith and I are very close. Absolutely very, very close. You know, we go back a far way. And I usually don't discuss him on the program because one of the things that I try to do is to stay unbiased as much as possible. And if I'm going to talk about Odin, I'm definitely going to talk about with some passion and maybe undue bias. So I try not to talk about Odin Smith. However, he's not in the 15-man squad, so he will not be able to play in tomorrow 11. Thank you all for tuning in. I enjoyed this little chat. It was slow pace and everything, but I enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day. and see you tomorrow for the live watch along of the West Indies match and also the women match. I'll be back this evening with a live watch along of the women game, the Barbados Royals playing the Guyana Amazon Warriors women. Have a good day, everyone. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. Bye for now.